I woke up from that dream. I was sobbing. I felt like I was gonna die. It was that like serious.
Everything about Mark Ruffalo seems incredibly chilled, and yet it hasn't always been that way. In fact, for much of his career, it's been a fight. He had to fight for his very first movie role, which came fairly late in life. He had to fight through personal bouts of depression. He had to fight a debilitating tumour in his head, which threatened to end everything. And to this day, he still has no hearing on his left side. And yet, here he is, Oscar-nominated actor, part of the wildly popular Marvel franchise, playing the Incredible Hulk in the brand new movie Thor Ragnarok. Nice to meet you. Thanks so much for doing this. What was the film that changed you the most? A profoundly different Mark went in that came out the other side?
Probably Foxcatcher. Because I realized that that I was old. And that my body, there are certain things my body shouldn't be trying to do at the age that I was at. And if I did try to do them, it would break and not ever come back again.
What did you lose from that process?
My confidence.
Really?
Basically.
Being in a big Oscar-nominated movie actually damaged your confidence instead of the other way around?
It damaged my body, which made my confidence follow. Your confidence follows your body. Some part of me always felt like I would go back and I would wrestle state tournaments as an older man in the seniors division. I really
because you wrestled as a teenager, didn't you?
And I had this fantasy that I was somehow a really great, talented wrestler. I live in a fantasy world often.
You picked a good profession then, didn't you?
Yes, I did. But I did. I harbored this idea for years. I even pitched it to my dad. I was like, Dad, I'm thinking about, going in the seniors division and, showing other older men that, your life's not over. And then I wrestled all these young Olympic wrestlers and they broke me. And I realized that little part of me, that little fantasy, it died.
It didn't quite die though.
It died with me.
Well, yes and no though, because I've seen, there's some great footage of you that people will know from this movie where you are basically taking Thor and you're smacking him around. And is it true that you shot those scenes with a teeny tiny child-sized Thor mannequin?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
What does that mannequin look like in real life?
I showed up. It's a stage that has about 100 cameras set up in all different places. And I do a lot of the stunt stuff in this space. And so I show up there and there's this little mannequin, this little rubber mannequin about this tall. And he's wearing Thor's clothes and he's wearing Thor's helmet. And I'm like, and they're like, no, that's serious. That's who you're gonna beat up. And so then I spend the next 3 or 4 hours doing drop kicks on him and throwing him and banging him around.
You have the best job.
It's amazing.
Hulk like fire, Thor like water. Oh, kind of both like fire.
Little known thing about you is that your mum and several members of your family are hairdressers.
That's correct.
This is going to be the movie that, for a great many reasons, is going to be remembered as the movie where Thor finally cuts off his hair. Did you at least have complex opinions about what kind of haircut he should end up with?
I did. Part of my joy in the morning is going to his hair trailer and listening to him fight with his hair guy.
It's a good morning ritual.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Get away from me! You know what you're doing! Oh, Chris, no, you don't know, man. It needs to be not so shiny.
Some people may or may not know this about you, but at a period of time in your life, you had a tumor that was removed from your head. And
acoustic neuroma.
Is it true that you had a dream about it before you went and got checked out? Is that true?
That's true.
What was it about that dream that gave you the impetus that I should go get this checked out? Because that's a fairly intense dream, I imagine.
It was a really, it wasn't like any other dream I'd ever had. It wasn't a narrative, it wasn't like a story like you see in your normal dreams. It was literally just like knowledge. And it was just like, you have a tumor. It wasn't even a voice, it was just knowledge. And the knowledge was that you have a tumor on the left side of your head, behind your ear, and you have to deal with it immediately.
Wow.
I woke up from that dream, I was sobbing. I felt like I was gonna die. It was that serious. And I went to set the next day. I was working on a movie, and I went to the set doctor. I said, "Listen, doc, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I had a dream last night that I had a tumor, and I really would like to get it checked out." She's like, "Well, yeah, you are crazy," but she's like, "I'll line up a neurologist, and we'll have him look at it, and you'll see you're fine." And I was sitting there. I did the CAT scan, and I'm sitting there, and the neurologist nurse takes her out of the room, and I can hear her in the room next door talking to the neurologist, brain tumor, 3 centimeters, size of a golf ball, perhaps operable. I could hear him talking.
All the things you don't want to hear.
Yeah, but I already knew. And she walked in, and she was like white as a ghost. And she sat down, she's like, you have a mass behind your left ear the size of a golf ball. And we don't know what it is yet.
So they went in and it was removed, and for a period of time I understand your face was left paralysed.
Yes, that sucked. I woke up after that, and my face was paralyzed, and I couldn't close my eye. And that carried on for about 6 months. And they were basically like, well, after 6 months, the chances of it coming back are like, you probably will never get that back. Right. And I started doing all this alternative stuff. I was doing acupuncture, craniosacral therapy. I was doing like osteopath. I was doing Chinese medicine. I was doing anything that I could possibly find. And after acupuncture one day, me and my wife were in the car, and literally I was like, looking in the little mirror, and I was like, "Baby, look, I can move my face. I can move my face, baby!" And we were both burst out crying. It was the most amazing thing. And all I could do is literally go like this. Just lift this at the tiniest bit. And that became, slowly but surely, it started to come back.
So what did it teach you about yourself?
Well, 2 things. It taught me that I was frail, and it also taught me that I was incredibly strong. There is a second act, but also that life is very tenuous, that it's fragile, that you never know what's going to come and happen, and you can't take it for granted.
Mr. Hello. Thanks so much for your time.
Nice talking to you.